What's up, my guys, and welcome back to the Wrestling Report Card. I'm your host, Cody. I just want to start off today's episode by wishing happy belated Father's Day to all you daddios out there, man. Y'all keep up the hard work. Keep doing what you do. But tonight, we are going to be discussing the latest episode of Dynamite. And, yeah, we got some things to talk about. As some of y'all know, we have the upcoming Forbidden Door pay-per-view where both AEW and New Japan are going to be competing head-to-head as they line up the best of the best. And boy, do both of these promotions got loaded rosters. Oh, and for those of y'all that aren't aware, there are multiple theaters nationwide that offer to show AEW's pay-per-views at half the cost, which is pretty cool. Now, I've been to the last two there, and I had a blast because, number one, you get to watch it up on the big screen, and number two, every single person there is a wrestling fan, so the atmosphere is super dope. But hey, let's get back to the reason that we're here. This was the go-home show for Forbidden Door, and it did not disappoint. Boy, I tell you what, you had multiple hard-hitting matches, you had two great promos from the likes of Bryan Danielson and Christian, and you basically had a run-in after every single match. One of those being the AEW debut of a man that many consider to be the best in the world. So I know I suck at this, but y'all may want to stay tuned because we got a lot to talk about. So without further ado, buckle up your seatbelts and let's get to great. In our opening segment of the night, we've got Tony Schiavone in the ring as he's about to interview Mr. Bryan Danielson. Now, Danielson comes out to the ring, and the first thing he does is take the mic from Tony Schiavone, telling him that he has this. Danielson goes on to hype up both Forbidden Door as well as Blood and Guts before letting us know that, unfortunately, he will be at neither as he is not medically cleared to compete. He does inform us, however, that he has found the one person that he trusts to take his place at not only Forbidden Door, but at Blood and Guts as well. Danielson starts to hype up the crowd, asking him, who is it? He then goes on to say, I came out of the bad guy tunnel, I'm not gonna tell you. Now, I'm not gonna lie, my nerdy ass loves that kind of stuff, but maybe that's just me. Just as Danielson was about to leave, however, out comes New Japan Superstar Zack Sabre, who was supposed to be Danielson's opponent at Forbidden Door. When that matchup does happen, that is going to be a slobber knocker, my guy. But for that opening segment, I'm going to give it a B-. I thought it was a really exciting segment. Plus, I'm happy that they're leaving us with a cliffhanger and we don't know who Sabre is going to be facing on Sunday. So we're just going to have to stay tuned for that. After that, we go to our first match. We got a trios match. As Orange Cassidy is teaming up with Roppongi and Vice, they're taking on Will Ospreay and the Aussie Open. That's right. And I tell you what, after the tag team start us off, Orange Cassidy tags himself in, but Ospreay, who he is facing at Forbidden Door, he seems to have no interest in going against Cassidy just yet. He did get involved outside of the ring, which got his team the upper hand right before the break. We come back from the break, and my guy Orange Cassidy is just going absolutely nuts as he's flying all over the place. You had more Hurricane Ranas than you could shake a stick at. We finally get what we came for as Ospreay and Cassidy meet up, and they start exchanging some beautiful offense. They didn't go long, but man, was that awesome. One of the guys from the Aussie Open then hit a pull-up pile driver. That was nice. And after a sweet tornado DDT from Trent, Orange was able to tag himself in and deliver the Orange Punch to get the 1-2-3 for his team. After the match, a couple of more of Ospreay's goons show up, and then they have the 5-on-3 advantage before my guys FTR show up. Now we got a 5-on-5 stare down between AEW and New Japan, and the entire crowd's just chanting AEW, AEW. This pay-per-view is gonna be insane. Now, I'm going to give that their match an A-. That was one of the most action-packed trios matches I have ever seen. And then after the match, when FTR ran down to the ring to even the odds, boy, I tell you what, that place was electric. And even as exciting as all that was, we followed that up with my favorite part of the show, which was the Christian promo. Now, last week's episode of Dynamite ended with Christian turning heel, delivering a chair shot onto his own protege Jungle Boy after his team lost the tag titles. And it looks like finally Dickhead Christian is back, baby. Christian let us know that he has been holding on a grudge since Jungle Boy eliminated him in a casino battle royale last year. And damn, I thought I was petty. with the entire crowd chanting at Christian to shut the F up. He goes on to deliver an MJF-esque type of promo. He lets us know that he didn't come to AEW to elevate the younger talent or to give the fans great matches. Nah, he is here strictly for Tony Khan's paycheck. Christian then claims that Jungle Boy has cost him money, and yeah, my guy is heated about that. So Tony Schiavone brings up a moment last week when Christian got into it with Jungle Boy's own mama, and he told her that, quote, she raised a piece of shit. I mean, that was one of the funniest things I've ever heard in wrestling. He goes on then to say that Jungle Boy's mom has the hots for him and that she wants Christian to be his daddy. Man, you talk about the disrespect. At that point, Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy's teammate, comes out to defend his tag team partner and starts choking Christian out. But somehow, that snake-tongued devil convinces Luch to let him go and to go have a private conversation, man. We're going to have to see where this goes. For that, I'm giving it an A straight up. Like, that's how you do a freaking heel turn, my guy. Plus, I like that they made it about something realistic like money because everybody can relate to that. I'm really looking forward to see where this goes. I'm also excited about this next match as you got Malachi Black. He's taking on Penta Obscura, and this is the final qualifying match to be in that fatal four-way to determine the inaugural All-Atlantic champion. Now, these two are arguably the hardest hitters on the AEW roster. At one point on the apron, Penta hit Malachi with a chop so hard that Malachi's chest is going to be looking like Chris Jericho's next week. Then, business starts picking up. We got Penta with the cutter, Malachi with a jumping knee moonsault combo, Malachi again with his double foot stomp. Penta then connects on an elevated fear factor, but at this point in the match, he was too tired, too hurt to make the cover immediately. This delay allowed Black to reach his foot out to the bottom rope to break the pinfall. They both get up, but Malachi Black then connects with his patented heel kick, and nobody's kicking out of that. He gets the 1-2-3 over Penta, and he moves on. With all that being said, I'm going to give that a B. That was a great physical match, and we now know that that fatal four-way is now going to involve Pac, Miro, Malachi Black, and New Japan legend Ishii. I tell you what, that would steal the show on any other pay-per-view. But hey, we still got to move on because there's a lot to cover. Next up, you got Milwaukee hometown legend Silas Young. He's going up against Hangman Page, who walks right over to the announce table to give Adam Cole a piece of his mind before headed to the ring. Now, it's well documented that Young and Page have a detailed history between the two, and it showed as both guys seem to have counters all day for one another. And I tell you what, this match was a slobber knocker. After hitting a nasty lariat on the floor outside of the ring, Hangman climbs up the ropes and delivers a beautiful moonsault. He climbs the ropes yet again, this time hitting a superplex and follows that up with a follow-away slam before climbing the ropes one last time to hit a flying clothesline. Young tries to mount up some offense to get back in it, but all he got was a buckshot lariat, allowing Hangman Page to get the 1-2-3. Right after the match, Adam Cole grabs a mic, but he gets cut off immediately by his buddy, the IWGP champ, Jay Switchblade White. He brings up that Cole can't beat his opponent at Forbidden Door because he has already lost to Hangman not once, but twice. Ouch. That was from a homie too. White then goes to the ring, but just as he was going to announce that Hangman won't be his opponent either, Hangman slaps that mic out of his hand and they get to going at it with each other. Adam Cole joins the party by giving Hangman a perfectly timed low blow, but just as they were going to beat down Hangman, from out of nowhere, New Japan star, the best in the world, Okada, appears. He debuts on AEW Dynamite. Holy shit. He and Hangman team up. They run off White and Cole. And who the hell knows what the hell is going to happen on Sunday, especially involving this title. Sheesh. After covering all that, I'm more tired than a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest. But hey, that doesn't really matter because I still got to give a grade. For that whole mess, I'm going to give it a B+. Like Okada, what a debut. And again, for those of y'all who don't know, he is considered by many to be the best in the world. And honestly, it's hard to argue that. The guy's freaking solid. But now we move into our next match. As you got Toni Storm. She's taking on Marina Shaffir, the latter of which is renowned in mixed martial arts, specializing in judo. Now, she shows off her MMA prowess in the early going, but Toni Storm starts to use her wrestling and finally gets back into it. She starts with a German suplex hip attack combo. Then she hits a sneaky little roll up to get the 1, 2, 3. But after the match, once again, we have yet another run in. They're getting a little repetitive at this point. But Nyla Rose comes in to attack Miss Storm. When out of nowhere, here comes the champ. Thunder Rosa comes down to make the save. But ironically, at Forbidden Door, it's going to be Thunder Rosa taking on Toni Storm. So that was pretty interesting. But for that match, I'm going to give it a D+. Why? Quite frankly, I'm getting tired of AEW booking random women's matches with no build-up. And honestly, we already know who the winner is beforehand. But I digress, because it's time for the main event. You've got Chris Jericho and Lance Archer. They're taking on Hiroshi Tanahashi and Jon Moxley. Now remember, Moxley and Tanahashi will be facing each other at Forbidden Door for that their interim AEW World Heavyweight title while CM Punk is absent. So, we'll just have to see how they get along tonight before their epic showdown on Sunday. Now, I do believe that both guys' hatred for the other team is enough to keep them somewhat on the same page, but as you all know, pride can be any team like this's downfall. After an all-out brawl to start us off, Tanahashi and Moxley start teeing off on Jericho, doing a great job of keeping Archer's big ass out of the match. Then, that little bastard Sammy Guevara gets involved as he trips up Moxley, which allowed Jericho to tag in Lance Archer, who came in and just started laying waste to anything moving. After the break, Moxley finally broke free and tagged in Tanahashi, who actually had some really good back and forth action with Chris Jericho. Archer tries to get involved, but Mox took care of that by giving him a tope suicida for his worries. Tanahashi goes up to attempt his crossbody, but Jericho rolls through and applies the walls onto him, but just into the nick of time, Moxley broke it up by hitting Jericho with a cutter. But then Lance Archer took him out. Then Tanahashi hit Archer with a sling blade, taking him out. Moxley then tags in and hits his patent paradigm shift before tagging Tanahashi back in to hit his splash from the top rope to get the 1, 2, 3 for the temporary teammates. And it looks like pride was not an issue during the match, but after they got their hands raised, these two bulls were ready to lock horns. But as they were ready, Eddie Kingston and Willa Yuta show up and they start going at it with the entire Jericho Appreciation Society before New Japan legend Suzuki appears, and now we just have an all-out brawl going on outside of the ring because Santana and Ortiz, they also joined the party. Now during all of this, Moxley and Tanahashi just had an epic stare down as both guys sized each other up before their upcoming showdown this Sunday at Forbidden Door. But at their main event, I'm going to give it a C+. Like, nothing really wrong with the match, but literally every single match and in-ring promo ended with somebody running out or cutting a promo or something. Like, I'm not saying all of them were necessarily a bad thing, but it was a tad bit excessive tonight. Like, I think if that match ended just with those two bulls staring down each other in the ring, that would have been perfect. But hey, I'm not going to sit here and dwell on it. It was still a great episode. And y'all know the drill. We done got all the grades in. Now let's take a look at the report card. After tallying everything up, we came out with a final letter grade of a B. That's right, an 84%. Man, that was a great go-home episode heading into Forbidden Door. Now we just gotta wait to see Sunday what in the hell happens. Hey, once again, thank you everybody that does tune in, man. I hope y'all are enjoying these videos. Hey, if not, let me know how much of a dumbass I am in the comments below. If you haven't subscribed already, that would be like kind of cool if you did. If not, hey, I'll still rock with you though, man. Thank you everybody again. I hope y'all stay safe and have a nice day.